Hi everyone. If you've ever tried to find fresh local produce, maybe in your local supermarket or grocery store, you probably ran into some difficulty. Produce in grocery stores is often mass produced and of lower quality, not from local sources, and our app seeks to bridge the gap between local consumers and local producers in their area. Our client is the Atlanta Mobile Market. The Atlanta Mobile Market is a nonprofit based in the Atlanta area that focuses on providing education and resources regarding fresh food, educational literacy or food literacy, health, and benefit programs such as the SNAP program. It focuses primarily on underserved communities in the Atlanta area, but also has recently expanded outside of Atlanta. And it also hosts a large variety of community events, community resources, and a community kitchen, in addition to conducting studies based on common problems like food deserts. Our project is called Harvest4Us. It is a continuation of a project that was started last year by a previous team, so we are working with an existing code base. And we're looking to expand the project to include a mobile app in which consumers can directly purchase produce from local producers. So local producers would post their produce on the app, consumers would be able to purchase it through the app, and then consumers can also use their SNAP benefits to pay for produce. So it solves a discovery problem in that consumers can actually find their local producers much easier. And the app can also serve as a hub for Atlanta Mobile Market's educational resources that they want to provide.
We then moved to user research to try and understand some of the challenges that are faced by both farmers and consumers. So on the farmer side, increases in cross-country shipping costs in 1 year span from just under $7,000 to just under $12,000, and poor road conditions are challenges that farmers face in trying to ship their produce long distances. And then on the consumer side, there's a lot of challenges that are faced by them when trying to access and fill their diet with fresh foods. So there's a 20% increase in fast food consumption for households with children. And with respect to added sugar, saturated fat, and sodium, many people's diets, the majority of people's diets are in too much excess of them, and they far exceed the daily allowance of them.
So after doing this research into our user group and understanding our clients' needs, we were able to develop this prototype. And one of the main things we wanted to focus on was making sure that the UI was clear and easy to use, because our users consist of consumers who may not be as familiar with buying food online, and so we wanted to make sure the design was simple but clear enough to provide the information that they need. For example, because our users come from areas that have higher rates of food insecurity, we made sure that our page with the educational resources was quick and easy to get to, so we added it as a button to the bottom navigation bar at the bottom. And similarly, we added a farms button on the navigation as well, because our app's main purpose is to connect consumers to local producers. So from here, they're able to quickly press this button to find farms that are near them and shop locally.
So based on the research that we conducted and the easy-to-use yet aesthetic look we want to achieve, we compiled a series of user stories. These stories describe the type of user, what they want, and why. This allowed our team to break down app functionalities into simplified descriptions and scenarios. The most pertinent of these scenarios were based on education, fresh and local produce, cart interactions, and the checkout process. Let's break down each one individually. For education, users are able to browse a variety of resources. They will also be able to search based on specific keywords or phrases. Once an article is clicked, the app will redirect to the link of the desired source. As previously mentioned, the main purpose of the Harvest4Us app is to increase accessibility to local, fresh produce. On the home page of the app, users are able to scroll through produce based on location, sales, or all produce. The user can type a specific item in the search bar and the results will populate in a similar display. And as Aisha mentioned, there is a farm option which will display a page of local farms. Users can input a specific radius and results will populate accordingly. For cart interactions, a user must be able to easily view and customize their shopping cart. Once an item is selected, the quantity can be toggled and the cart amount will change accordingly. Once the cart icon is selected, the user will be presented with a list of all items in their cart and the option to increase the quantity or remove the item. They will also be able to resume shopping or proceed to checkout after viewing and modifying their cart. Because the app is focused on delivering fresh produce to communities that struggle with food insecurity, Harvest4Us makes it a priority to provide the SNAP payment option during checkout. SNAP payment is the largest federal nutrition assistance program, which provides benefits to eligible low-income individuals and families. However, if users are not a SNAP member, they will still purchase their produce using a standard credit or debit card. Once the order is placed, a confirmation screen is presented. Users can still be able to continue browsing produce, local farms, and educational resources.
So in the conversations that we had with our client and in the analysis that we did of the previous team's work, we decided to implement some of the priority features that the client had, which included the educational resources page and a refresh of the UI of the app. So the old UI of the app contained a lot of default Android elements, and we wanted to kind of create our own new UI that created a new color scheme and elements that more fit the theme of the Harvest4Us app.
Yes, so as the demo is demonstrating, the app launches to the educational page that we are demonstrating, and the user is able to scroll through a list of sources based on different categories. You can click on the specific card that you wish to see, and it'll redirect to that specific app. Then once you are inside that link, you will be able to interact within that site and navigate however you please. You can easily hit the back button in order to get back into the Harvest4Us educational page and continue browsing.
Now, on to lessons learned. So we definitely learned a lot of lessons throughout the course of this project, and we're excited to take those lessons into next semester. When it came to team collaboration, we learned that communication was extremely important, and it was very vital that we weren't shy when we had varying ideas on what we wanted the vision of our project to be. So we made sure that we communicated those differences. And when it came to our roles, we learned that we had a diverse skill set of team members, some programmers, some front end. So it was very important to learn how to merge those skills together. And when it came to our routine, we made sure that we had meetings every Monday morning. And I really feel like this helped our team get into the right mindset for the week. And then when it came to technical skills, we learned two new technologies, Figma and Kotlin. Figma definitely helped us build out our prototype, or build out how we wanted our app to look like, and make it fluid, make it interactive, and really helped us envision our app. And Kotlin really helped, although we haven't gone too deep into Kotlin, we've been able to dabble in it a bit, and we've been able to build out small portions of our app, like the educational section, and it really helps us see what our app can be. And lessons learned when it came to client engagement, we learned that planning our meetings in advance, like setting up an agenda before with like topics we want to go to and questions we had, really helped us block out time. And it also left time for our client to ask us questions, which is extremely important. And then when it came to goals and expectations, and also including even clear communication, I think all three of these wrap into each other. When we were able to communicate clearly with our client and communicate efficiently, our client was able to tell us their expectations, and then we were able to come up goals to meet those expectations. So yeah, those were the major lessons we learned. And this concludes our presentation. Thank you so much for listening. And are there any questions?